Howdy do y'all, this is John, and today we are talking about Ghost Killer, a new movie that just came out in the United States not too long ago on VOD. And in Ghost Killer, it deals with this man who's an assassin who ends up getting killed during a mission, and he possesses this college student to try and exact his vengeance on the people who murdered him. And this college student, she's not really an assassin, so this whole thing's new to her. Chaos happens, and we got a movie. Okay, so to get things started, first and foremost, what I liked about the movie: this film takes the John Wick formula and actually does something original to it. It's not just a lone assassin who's retired, that gets wronged and goes out for revenge. This is an assassin who, is still an assassin, but then he gets murdered and as a ghost is out for revenge. Kind of an original take on the whole thing. Is it a little weird? Well, yeah, but it's the interesting kind of weird, not the strange, out there weird that you question whoever came up with its sanity. And on top of that, the actors do a good job. Masanori Imimoto as Kudo and Akari Takaishi as Fumika. Yes, I looked them up. I probably butchered their names there, but they were worth mentioning. Those two do a really dang good job in the film. Not only, with the whole martial arts aspects, but also just their performances. The emotional weight they gave their characters. Kudo is an assassin who wasn't ready to die. And you feel for him. Fumiko, she didn't want to become possessed, and you feel for her as well. And like I said, the performances they gave sold their characters. Now, in terms of the action, the combat, how are these? They are great. While the combat is not as polished as it is in John Wick, because this is a smaller budgeted movie made in another country that doesn't have the Hollywood resources. This is a smaller movie made in Japan by Japanese filmmakers, but the amount of effort they gave to the combat in this movie is incredible. You feel every hit, every, bone broken. And not only that, but when guns come into play, things get real intense real quick. On top of that, Kudo and Fumiko, they're not invincible. Kudo may be a ghost, but when he possesses Fumiko, he can still feel the hits. Okay? And there's even a point where his ghost is knocked out. Because Fumiko's not quite as physically strong as Kudo was, when he was alive. That becomes a detriment sometimes. She gets hurt in ways Kudo would never have gotten hurt. Now, in terms of problems with the movie, the main villain was laughable. I'm not kidding. The main villain was just laughable. He felt more like a joke than, an actual intense villain. Now, he does have a sidekick that means business, okay? And, there's some real tension with the sidekick. But in terms of the actual main villain, he felt more like a joke than an actual intense villain. There's also a couple of side plots in the movie that I think are wrapped up way too easily. There should have been something added to them to increase the tension, increase the stakes. However, never did that. And while they thankfully, don't use a lot of CGI and stuff, when they do, it's very noticeable. Now, granted, thankfully, it doesn't happen a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of CGI in it, just a couple scenes. But when it does happen, like I said, it's very noticeable. But all in all, in conclusion, I think that Ghost Killer was a good movie. Nothing great, nothing, insane. But I enjoyed this film. It's got a good cast, and the characters that the actors play are all likable, and you do root for them. The action's incredible. The narrative, it's a mixture of something that's been used, but also like a new take on it. Some setbacks with the villain, and really, uneventful side plots. However, I really enjoyed this movie. And, if you guys are looking for some VOD movie to check out, this is worth checking out. I'm going to give Ghost Killer an 8. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Pajetsky will return.